is multiplication is to make things more when you multiply, or multiplication is an easier way than to add numbers. Let's say you're adding 22s, and in order, if you're doing it the long way, you will have to write 2 plus 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 2 until it's 20. Or you could just do it in multiplication that says 2 times 20 is 40, and it's a short way of adding. According to Terrence Howard says that multiplication is the way that you get more. Once you multiply, you get more. However, multiplication is the short way of adding. Like, say you're adding a number 10, add 10 plus 10 to 100. Instead of saying 10 and you got to write 10 plus 10 100 times, you just say 10 times 100, which is 1,000. Which is, so multiplication is a short way of adding, or adding reoccurrence number. So let's say if you go by Terrence Howard's view that multiplication is to get more. So let's say you're multiplying a negative number by 5. Let's say you said minus 2 multiplied by 5. So you minus 2 multiplied by 5, you're going to get minus 10. In that sense, minus 10 would actually less than minus 5. So you wouldn't be getting more. So in Terrence Howard presumption that 1 times 1 should be 2, because when you're multiplying, you actually get more. The answer in any multiplication you do, the answer should be more than the original number that you're multiplying by. So in his point of view, so he's saying if you're multiplying 1 plus 1, then the answer should be more than 1. So that's how we says 1 times 1 should be 2. But I'm here to refute that claim, because if you multiply a negative number by a positive number, you are not actually getting more. You're actually getting less. And also, if you multiply a number by 0, then you're gonna actually end up with 0. So you would not get more in those two instances that I just pointed out. Say you says, let's multiply 10 times 0. Your answer is not gonna be more than 10. Your answer actually is gonna be nothing. So you get less than 10, because 10 times 0 equals 0. So you end up with less than the actual number that the original number. So Terrence Howard teleology is not teleology. It's not tearing out, because if you multiply a negative by a positive, you're gonna get less, as I point out earlier in this video. And if you multiply any number by 0, the answer would be 0, which proves that not all the time multiplication is gonna get you more. Multiplication, it's a concept of mathematics. The outcome is what you multiplied by. So the first number doesn't say much. It's what you multiply by the second term. So the first term is 10 and the second term is 0, and you multiply those two together, the answer would be 0. Or the answer is going to be 0. And if you multiply a negative number by a positive number, the answer is always going to be less than the original, than the number that you multiply it by. So let's say you multiply 10 times 0, so the answer would be 0, which is way more less than 10, so less than 10 that it's nothing.